I am pleased to speak on behalf of the Deaf Association of Samoa on International Day of Disaster Risk Reduction, as we commemorate the important work of NOLA and affiliates to ensure that persons with disabilities are not left behind during disasters. At the Deaf Association of Samoa, our role is to advocate for the needs of our community. And in 2022, our flagship project with the Disability Rights Fund is focused not only on advocating for inclusive emergency response, but ensuring that persons who are deaf and hard of hearing are empowered to take on leading advocacy roles within this space. To give you some context of our work, of over 200 of our members, we estimate that around 75% are not able to fluently read and write, and over 50% do not understand formal sign language. These statistics are very important to disaster risk reduction, because when you consider early warning systems and emergency advisory information, you will note that much of the information is given verbally or written. And whilst there is some sign language translation in national press conferences, this translation is still not able to reach our members who rely on gestures. We have seen some important progress in the last couple of years on the inclusion of sign language translation within Samoa's emergency response mechanisms. This inclusion of sign language translation in the Prime Minister's emergency address from May 2020 remains a significant advocacy milestone for NOLA and the Deaf Association of Samoa. And we acknowledge the work of the Ministry of Prime Minister and Cabinet, NOLA, Deaf Association of Samoa, and Samoa Association of Sign Language Interpreters for working throughout COVID-19 to ensure important emergency information was translated. In March 2020, with the support of the Disability Rights Fund, 2022, the Deaf Association of Samoa launched a series translating key information into gestures. This series involved a team of editors, deaf and hearing interpreters who worked together throughout the March 2022 lockdown to translate these communications into formats that members who struggled with reading and formal sign language were able to understand. The feedback from our members was fantastic, and DAS is working to ensure that this project is mainstreamed throughout the association's work in all future emergency responses. I recently attended the Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction in Brisbane. And it was fantastic to see the innovation that is happening in terms of disaster risk reduction and climate resilience throughout the region. I saw a strengthened commitment to a whole community approach and recognition of the need to work with community stakeholders, including persons with disabilities, in disaster risk reduction efforts. But there is still much to be done. At the community level, nationally and regionally, we need to include persons with disabilities in decision making. Our lived experience gives us in-depth perspective into the needs of persons with disabilities during times of disasters. I know a lot of people who are deaf in rural areas who do not have access to information on disasters because it is not communicated in a way that they understand. Having representatives from the disability community at the decision-making table will make sure that they contribute to solutions that will ensure no one is left behind during emergencies. I encourage the media to join us in this journey. Your role is vital to the dissemination of information during peace times and those times of disasters. Consider where can you mainstream information in accessible formats. Choose wisely the language you use when you speak about our community. Help us elevate the voices and experiences of persons with disabilities so that we cannot be ignored. Together, I know we can ensure that no one is left behind. Thank you.